Everybody's happy today. Are you good? Are you good?
I'm super.
Okay.
I'm great. Why does everybody say have a good day? They should say have a great day.
I think someone else is already using the word great a lot, and so we've converted to good in some cases,
Who's someone else?
if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
We're talking about something today that I'm excited about, Tanya's excited about. This really appealed to both of us, me from a sales point of view, and you from how to live your life point of view, I feel.
Absolutely.
Because you live your life and I sell. The story is about the big risk, big money world of professional poker playing, where players can take a lifetime to get to the top. We're talking about Maria Konnikova. She might be Russian, she might be a model.
Not sure.
Chance of luck.
All
she
I
could
know
be.
is that today she's a professional poker player.
That's right.
And I say bravo, Maria.
When?
When?
Yeah. In just 1 year, she went from not knowing the difference between a pair and a flush to being a poker champion with an endorsement deal. She also had a book released this week, which is called
How to...
The Biggest Bluff.
Oh.
You're back on your Oprah book. The book is called The Biggest Bluff, and it's something that she wrote about luck and chance. This is about the high-stakes world of professional poker, and she's wanting to share, when she went into poker, she didn't know the rules, she didn't know the last thing or the first thing.
Nor did she even want to become a professional poker player.
But she had to learn enough to authentically write the book.
No, absolutely. But when she went into it, she was going through a rough time in her life and just started studying luck and chance.
And that led her to
Because I think she was
poker.
looking for a little luck for whatever it was she
Yeah.
was going through. And yes, and then that led her to poker. And a year later, she was professional. 1 year. So imagine going from having a PhD in psychology to all of a sudden studying, focusing, putting all your time and effort into this, and a year later, you're professional.
Did she do it alone?
Yes, that part she did alone.
Did she do it alone?
Oh no. I'm sorry. She reached out to the top, one of the top world champions in poker.
Yeah. The red ball cap and rounders.
Exactly, with
Yep.
Matt Damon, who's so
Yep.
cute. And it was really interesting. One part that I loved about her interview was that he was sort of the top of his game, the top in the world of poker, and she's in a world of psychology but wanting to learn about poker. And she had no fear to kind of approach Mr. Seidel to mentor her or teach her or go along this path of writing the book with her. And lo and
When we
behold-
talked about the video earlier,
Yes.
this was on CBS Saturday morning. It was with Dana Jacobson doing an interview. And when we talked about it, this is one of the things that you were most impressed with, because as she was pursuing greatness, she reached out for a mentor.
Yes,
The
I'm
Eric-
the top person.
That's right. The Eric Seidel guy that she reached out to without fear, as
Yeah.
you state, became her board of directors or chairman of the board, total board of just one person.
Yes.
And that's all she needed.
That's all she
And
needed.
he guided her.
Yeah.
The other part of it is he said yes to her because he read a few of her stories in the New Yorker. He liked what she wrote. He knew that she was about excellence and greatness. So he said yes because it was interesting to him, which I
And
think
isn't
is
that
what
great
you do.
that two people from two completely different worlds can come together? And I'm sure, by the way, that he's learned a load from her.
You always do.
Yeah.
Okay. So what he taught her and what she learned on her own is that poker is a combination of the known and the unknown. Earlier you stated there are three parts. We know what we...
Well, there's the cards that I'm given that I can see, and that's the known.
Yeah.
There are the common cards on the table that all the poker players can see.
Yeah.
And then there's the cards that the other person gets that we can't see.
Yeah.
And essentially what she was saying is that, you know, even in life, there's the known, the common
Which is what
factors
you know.
that we all have, and then the unknown, which is the psychological part comes into it, where you have to make your own choice based upon how you feel, what you've been dealt, what's the common, and you have to think about the other people.
Yeah.
And I think that for you, that relates to sales.
It does for sure. And when we were talking about the known and the unknown, my mind went immediately to Oprah's book, What I Know for Sure.
Yes.
And I think that she sells the idea, and she really gives people confidence that you can only make decisions from what you do know.
Absolutely.
What I Know for sure. And
Absolutely.
you read the book. Got it right here.
I have it right here. It's usually by my bathtub, but I found it. It's so pretty.
Okay.
And what she says is, I know for sure your journey begins with a choice to get up, step out, and live fully.
And
That's what Oprah knows for sure, and I support her.
it's great.
And I do it every day.
Poker is a combination of the unknown. MK says, I have my cards that I know, you have your cards that you know. There are cards that we have in common that we can both see, but then we have to make the best decisions with incomplete information with what we know. You are always making decisions with the known and the unknown. And I think you give the greater weight to the known, certainly, and I think that's what she's sharing with us. No fear to create the team, the one-person board of advisors we already talked about. And then you really had a focus on teaching and mentoring and what that looked like. And when you showed the interest in teaching and mentoring, I looked at that part of the conversation that Dana had with Maria, and I really noticed she wanted to be trained and she wanted to be taught, and she would ask questions like, what do I do with these two cards? What do I do with this hand? Do I fold? Do I play? And Eric would not respond to those types of questions, and he would not train in that way. He immediately would go to the position and the statement of, let's think it through.
Exactly.
And he taught her how to fish instead of giving her a fish.
Right.
And I think that's a huge part of mentoring, training, and teaching.
Absolutely. Yes, I totally agree.
You also loved the element of when she failed, she was not criticized.
I
know you hate criticism.
I hate criticism. And
I know I hate criticism.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes I think in the world we're in today, everyone overthinks when they fail, even on the tiniest things. And it's like what he said that I thought was profound, that she stated was, like she'd won all these tournaments and done all these great things and became professional. So clearly she'd made her mark and did her work.
And then she blew up.
And then she blew it at one tournament. And she said, and the key word was, without hesitation, he said, move on, forget it, put it behind you now, and take it take it one step at a time. So it was like, not just move on, but like forget it. Take it completely out of your mind, and then take things one step at a time, like start over.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a great lesson. I think that people could use it for so many different areas of their life.
Key takeaway. Eric said, when you mess up, Eric said, you messed up. When you lose, put it behind you, move on, forget it, put it out of your mind, and take one hand at a time. You have to be okay with the fact that you don't control it all. You can do everything in your power, and yet variance, chance, the noise of the universe, it just never goes away. And then she said, as she was talking about and recounting the experience, we need to kind of bluff ourselves that we have more control than we actually do.
Exactly.
And that's to build our confidence so we don't crumble.
Exactly.
It's not absolutely true, but we need to take the head position of optimism.
Yes.
And then she said, and this is the most exciting part of the conversation that Maria had with Dana.
Yeah.
You can't control the cards. You can't control the other players, but you can control your own strategy. You can control your own mind, how you think about things, how you react to things, and then what you take from the experiences. Out of all of those necessities, you can't control the cards, you can't control the other players, you can control your own strategy, you can control your own mind. I think one of your greatest assets is you work to control your own mind. You work to think about things as you're in them, and then you're magical on how you react to things.
Thank you.
And that's
well, because it's
partly,
kind of like Oprah. I believe you have to live fully.
Yeah.
You know, you have to get up, get out, and live fully, no matter what's happening, no matter what's happened.
Yeah.
Because something good is going to happen,
Yeah.
or the chances are better when you clean out that mind.
Yeah. When you lose, don't believe all the good press, and when you win, don't believe all the bad press. Stay in the center, stay in the middle.
Stay in your stall.
The takeaway, a full takeaway from this, and it is clear in poker that you are playing with your brand competitors. This is one thing that we talked about a few minutes ago. You're playing with your brand competitors, and in sales, you don't really, or often people do not, go in and embrace the brand competitors. They almost try to act like they're not part of the world that they're in. These are my clients. This is my clients only come to me. I'm not going to know about my competitors. I'm not going to acknowledge my competitors. And in the game of poker, I realized competitors are part of it. It's not a marriage. It's a three-way.
Any business,
It's a
anything in
three-way.
life, there's competitors.
That's right. So you need to be aware of them. When we were fighting about this earlier as a topic, because I wanted to understand it, you said the phrase of keep your
friends close and your enemies closer.
And that includes keeping the competitors really, really near, because they are part of the equation. So
But
be aware
keeping
of
near
that.
means be educated on what they're doing, what's going on. You know, I believe in a collaboration more than a competition, if that makes sense. And it's a mind frame. I'm not saying that you bring in your neighboring,
No.
company for lunch, but it's in your mind. If it's a collaboration as opposed to a competition, it takes away the negative feelings.
It also
That makes, like, we're all in this together. What are we gonna do? So if you
It also positions you with having no fear.
having no fear, like
Yeah.
you're educated, you're aware, everything's together, and you make your decision. If you forget the competition, there's always that bullet that can come at you that you're not prepared for.
You have your head in the sand.
Absolutely.
Operating without fear is embracing the competition and then keeping them a little bit at distance.
Yes.
If you need a mantra or a go-to action when making decisions, one that I would sell you is, all we're trying to do is increase all of our chances.
Yeah.
Whenever people come to me and they ask, what should I do? Similar to what Maria was doing with Eric, what should I do with this card? Should I play these two cards? Should I fold? Should I this? Should I that? The cover statement, let's think about it. All we're trying to do is increase all of our chances, and all we're also want is a little bit of luck.
Yes.
I'm done. Are you done?
I'm done, and I believe in luck.
I feel good. Do you feel good?
Yes, but luck favors the prepared.
Go away.